If you want to work for a security company, there are a couple of red flags you may want to keep an eye out for.
So Matt, I heard you have a story about Sysadmin for Fin7.
Yeah, this one's kind of interesting. So in 2018, 3 of the members of Fin7 were arrested. Fin7 is sort of a code name for a financially motivated hacking group. So what happened recently is just this past Wednesday, one of the members was actually, he actually pled guilty. So he's going to be the first member of Fin7 to go down for the crimes, in a U.S. court.
Wow.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so the articles are all covering basically what came out during, what happened in court. They're talking about what he had done, what he had pled guilty to, and it's an interesting story. So let's back up a couple years to 2015. This guy, and I'm going to butcher his name, I apologize, but Fedor Oleksevich-Hlader was hired by this company, Combi Security, and Combi Security made itself look like it was a legitimate pen testing firm. They say they have all sorts of clients all over the world. They do security services. And it turns out what they are is a front for a criminal group. So they were doing hacking, but they didn't have the permission to be doing that hacking. And they were, doing the same kind of things you'd expect any talented group to do: phishing, social engineering, installing malware, pivoting through people's networks. But their focus really seemed to be on point of sale systems and financial data so that they could benefit from what they broke into. And there were a couple big name companies who were victims of Fin7. So basically, this guy's gone down. There are 2 other folks who are, I guess, going to go to trial soon, probably going to go down as well. But Fin7 hasn't gone away.
Right.
There are new owners. Somebody else is running that same operation now.
Kind of shows that they're aware of the different techniques that researchers kind of employ to stop them, to defend against their activities, but they're very, very motivated to keep doing what they do. So they're always looking for new ways.
But it seems like this guy was hired into Combi Security under the understanding he'd be providing IT for them, and by the end of it, it looks like he was doing things with full knowledge that no, this is not actually a pen testing company.
Right.
This is a criminal group, and so he was actually like a go-between between the higher-ups and the underlings. He was, creating accounts and doing IT that was clearly for things like managing stolen credit card data.
Right.
So by the end, it was clear to him what was going on, but obviously he didn't step away from it.
Right.
He just continued to make money. And he didn't make, from what I can see here, he didn't make all that much money out of it either. Like $100,000 was a sum total of what he was paid to be IT for this criminal enterprise, which so far law enforcement says has caused over $100 million in damages across the board and may have massive amounts of money in the bank somewhere. So, interesting story. I guess the upshot is be aware of who you're being hired by, and crime also doesn't pay. Like there was the article that I read about it said, these are the things that he noticed were not happening and should have been like a tip-off that, hey, my company isn't who they say they are. Things like, if you're a pen testing firm, there should be contracts that say that the company has hired Combi Security. There should be reports or recommendations that come back after a pen test is done. That's the whole point. You broke in and you show them where the flaws are. And no, I guess they're just breaking in. And then typically if you are a pen testing firm, another thing you do is you safeguard the data that you've stolen or the things that you've learned about your clients.
Right.
And that's all encrypted and kept separate. And there are things you do to protect the things you've learned about your clients' vulnerabilities, which were not being done.
Right.
So any one of those 3 things should have tipped off this guy that the company he was working for was not who they said they were.
I saw a post, and I don't know if they were making a joke, but it was like one of the benefits was they would provide bail money and stuff like that.
Oh my God. That's not the right way to do it. No.
Right.
No, I mean, if you're a pen tester, you get your permission up front. You don't get bail money to get you out of jail when you get caught. That's backwards.
For a guy who only made $100,000 out of this, he's facing up to 25 years in prison and fines of up to $500,000 or something like that. I mean, there were clearly signs that this wasn't legit, but he kept on going. He got promoted. I don't feel sorry for him.
I think crime doesn't pay, obviously. And I'd like to see where this goes. If it does lead to further arrests within Fin7, I'd like to see that happen. I think
Right.
most of the internet would like to see that happen.
Right, but I think that, even though there were these 3 arrests, like you said, Fin7 is continuing, right? So they're clearly not afraid to continue their operations, even though some of their members were arrested. So I'm not sure, what that says about them. It's clearly they're very confident that, they're going to continue getting away with. The rest of the members will be able to do what they are doing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that as part of this plea deal, he's agreeing to, to finger some other folks, and hopefully there can be more arrests and try to take down some of the, take down their infrastructure and all of that. Because as the Sysadmin, this guy should know a lot about their infrastructure and how it was organized.
Yeah, that's true.
But it has been a year since he's been arrested, right? So that means, I'm not sure,
If they're still up and running, chances are they have a new IT guy and
Right,
some sort of
and-
continuity.
right? They've pivoted to different infrastructure or whatever the case is, so.
Whether or not this guy went into it with the intention of working for a criminal organization, there were red flags. And maybe if you are looking to do something like this, these are the red flags you should be looking for.